Good morning. Welcome to another episode of California Unearthed. We are in Yuba River State Historic Park, just outside of Grass Valley here in California. And we are here to check out the Bridgeport Covered Bridge. It's one of the oldest bridges, covered bridges in California, and the longest span covered bridge in the world. But when we got here, there's a few other gems that we didn't know existed here that we're going to kind of check out. One of those other gems is this Dutch style barn built in the early 1860s. Not only did the barn house the farm animals, the sheep, the pigs, the horses, it also housed the wagons and farm equipment. There was also storage of hay up in the loft area as well. But what this also was a place for people to get their wagons repaired on their way up to Virginia City or on their way back to Marysville. Virginia Turnpike was the road just outside the barn here that goes through the Bridgeport Covered Bridge. And that road went up to Virginia City, like I said. And the reason why was because this was just after the California gold rush had kind of fizzled out a little bit, and they were looking for other places to get another gold rush, and they found it with the Comstock lode. It was a gold silver boom over in the Virginia City area, and so the quickest way there from the Marysville port was through the Virginia Turnpike. It was a lower elevation than going through Donner Pass, and so it was easier and quicker to get over there. You can get over there a few more months of the year than you could the Donner Pass area. And then you can see some of the wagons here. It's a freight wagon right in front of you. There's a sign showing the tolls for going over the bridge. It's kind of hard to read. I have a better sign outside that I found. I'll show you here in a little bit. And if you look real carefully, you see a horseman, 50 cents to go across the bridge. And I believe hogs were 5 cents. And I believe what I read was they actually collected almost $21,000 in bridge tolls in 1 year in around 1862. So they made quite a bit of money on that bridge. And on the toll road, the Virginia Turnpike was also a toll road as well. And the one wagon behind it, I believe that's an express wagon. A little bit faster. And then this one here, I believe this is a dump wagon. And then the one behind it is I believe that's a freight wagon as well. And then the one right to the right there is for logging and taking logs to the mill. So as we go out the barn and we look over here, this is a Shell gas station that was built in 1927 by Alfred Kneebone, who owned the property at the time. And if you look carefully, we'll swing by this side, you can actually see that the gas tank is still there, or a replica of a gas tank of the time. But this was in operation until 1972, when the county took over the property and closed the bridge to traffic and created a new bridge across the river. But the gas station was in operation from 1927 to 1972. I think that was pretty cool to come across this. You don't see those gas pumps like that very often. And then on the side of the building is the garage for doing automobile repairs. Unfortunately, I didn't get a shot of that. But here's Virginia Turnpike heading towards Marysville and the Visitor Center. So when you come in, this will be the Visitor Center you go into. So it's kind of a small Visitor Center, not a whole lot of room to film in there. But I did take a couple of pictures that I will post on the vlog. And then this is the view heading towards the bridge and heading towards Virginia City. Let's walk on down and check out the bridge here. According to the paperwork and flyers that we're looking at, there's a gift shop there. And there used to be a house and barn that sat right here along the side of the road, right before you get to the bridge. And if you look, does that look like a foundation right there?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, if you see, look on the ground right there, you see the foundation. Looks like there's a little sign. Let's see if we can get to possibly, oh yeah, the other side of it. Go check that out real quick. There's all sorts of trails going off different places here in the park. Like I said, we just came across this park, so I don't have a whole lot of information. I didn't do a whole lot of research on this. So we're kind of learning as we go here. So this is where the house and the barn sat. It's kind of an impromptu vlog today. So here's the bridge. So reportedly this is one of the oldest covered bridges in California and the longest spanned covered bridge in the world. It's called the Bridgeport Covered Bridge. Unfortunately, we can't go across it anymore. I did see some pictures of people able to cross it. We can get down by the Yuba River and get a better shot of the whole bridge. Let's see if I can get a little closer. Get a shot of the river. Let's see if we can get through the fence here. This is where I wish we had smell-o-vision, because the aroma coming out of this bridge is just amazing. No, it's not a bad smell. It's a very unique, aromatic smell of age, of old wood and history. And what I mean by history is basically, if you look through here and you smell the age of the old wood, you can just imagine the 100 wagons and horse teams going across this bridge each day and the sound that that made. Here we have the list of tolls I was telling you about earlier back in the barn that we could actually read now. And if you look, the horseman 50 cents, a team of 8 horses, and the wagon was $6. It seems a little pricey for back then. But now we're down here on the Yuba River looking up at the bridge. What we're looking at is part of 27,000 sugar pine shingles that adorn the outside of the bridge. The inside trestles are made of Doug fir, and all the wood is from a mill in Forest City that was produced by a gentleman named David Wood back in 1862. He actually had the first bridge across the river here that was washed out in 1861, in January of 1862 actually. The way the story goes is they received 115 inches of rain in 3 months, making this river rise 26 feet from where it currently is, and it washed out the old bridge in January of 1862. And so David Wood created this bridge in the summer of 62 with the wood from his mill up in Forest City. And you're looking at the bridge in the background. That is the concrete bridge that replaced this one in 1971 that the county put in. And in 1971, they also refurbished the covered bridge. It wasn't complete refurbishment, but just kind of restored it a little bit. And we're looking down the river here. So imagine 26 feet from here. And that is what the flood was like in 1862. But then again in 1997, it flooded again with almost the same results of the 1862 flood. It was 26 feet above where it's at now. Luckily, it did not wash this bridge out, as you can see. These are just a few of the animals they have on display in the visitor center. So that is pretty much it for the Yuba River State Park. Like I said, it's a very small park. I'm not going to take the time walking some of the trails today. We're going to have to come back and do that another day. But I also found out there's another covered bridge up in Chico, and we're actually heading that direction. So we're going to go hit the covered bridge in Chico, and we'll see you over there. All right, we made our way up to Chico. The bridge behind me is another covered bridge, which are very rare in California. I believe there's only about 7 of them in existence. We went to the Bridgeport one earlier today. Now we're at the Honey Run Bridge here in Chico. This was built in 1886, completed in 1887. When it was built, it was not covered at the time. They didn't cover the bridge until 1901. It spans 240 feet across Butte Creek, and it was built for a quicker route to Paradise. From Chico to Paradise, they built the road and built the bridge as a quicker path to get to Paradise. So let's go check out this bridge. It's a pretty beautiful park here. Really beautiful scenes. You can see the buttes behind us here and above the bridge. I'll get a little bit better shot of that here in a second. So I'll turn the camera around and let's go check this out. Bridge itself and the buttes behind it. It's a beautiful shot. That's absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful day today. Unlike the Bridgeport bridge, we can actually walk through this one. This is now a pedestrian bridge and has been since 1964, I believe, when a truck crashed into the eastern portion of the bridge and damaged it, making it unpassable for vehicles. So let's take a little walk through here. Butte Creek. This is a little bit more opened up than Bridgeport, as you can see here. we'll get to the end of the bridge. I'm going to show you what the rafters look like up top. Oh, they've gated it off on this end. And that would be the road to paradise. From what I read, when they covered it, they first covered it with tin and then built the cover out of wood, like I said, 1901. See if we can't get a good shot of the creek about middle way down. I don't know if you can see the floorboards of the bridge. Oh yeah, there's a viewing spot right here. That's the new bridge going over Butte Creek, Honey Run Road. And go look the other direction. The sun's kind of in the shot there. Let's see if we can't get a shot of the entire bridge from down by the creek. Let's see if there's a date on that plaque up there. Yes, there is. 1887 is when it was completed. I'm down here on Butte Creek now, showing you the whole bridge from this level. So this bridge is what they call a 3-span bridge, where the Bridgeport bridge down by Grass Valley was a 1-span. Kind of wish I brought my gold pan with me. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of California Unearthed. This is a short and sweet, impromptu covered bridge episode. Hope you enjoyed this one. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe. And follow me along on some more adventures. We'll see you on the next one.